let's explore the idea of you have to become what you want. I've heard this concept many years ago, and at first it was really confusing. Like, how do I become something that I'm not? And how does this thing even work? And then I've contemplated and thought about this a lot. And now I've made some breakthroughs and I want to share this with you. So, the first thing that comes to mind is that you have to start thinking, acting, and believing in the ways that you want to become. So, let's say you want to become a millionaire. Easy example. What would a millionaire do? How do they think? How do they feel? How do they act? How do they schedule their day? What do they sacrifice? What kind of people do they surround themselves with? And the list goes on and on and on. But the realization I had is that you have to become that person every moment. You have to kind of make a new decision every moment before you are that person. So let's say you are broke and you want to become a millionaire. Okay, what's the next thing you could do? What's the fastest way you could get to become a millionaire? Okay, you need to start some kind of business. Okay, where do you find people who are already doing that? And so on and so on. And then you start realizing, oh, maybe you need to sacrifice something. Maybe you don't watch TV anymore. Maybe you start reading more books. And these things might feel like, yeah, but that's boring. I just want to become a millionaire. And success is boring. That's the ultimate truth. No success comes without being bored and kind of being just like, these things. But when you start small and you start doing these little things, you start working on yourself, you start learning more, you start meeting more people, communicating, you start creating more, it slowly becomes what you actually want to be. So it's more about constantly choosing to be this certain version, this self-image, instead of falling back to what you think you are. And this is another thing, that what you think of yourself is an illusion. It's not the whole picture. Your mind can only process a tiny bit of information, and you, the whole being, is made up of a lot of information. You are like this huge computer with like huge hard drives, and you can think of your body, that's the subconscious mind. That's kind of the hard drive, and your brain is the conscious mind, and that's just the kind of the RAM memory in a computer. This is why when you realize this, you are able to start changing these things, and you can start changing your self-concept. And this is a really powerful concept, because your self-identity, the way you see yourself, is the way you will start to act and do, and the way you see yourself has to do with your beliefs. And essentially your beliefs create your reality, because let's say that you forgot everything you know about your life, and someone said that, okay, you are a successful person who has this multi-million-dollar company, and you have this fancy car, and you live in this certain area. Okay, that's the first beliefs about you. Okay, then you start thinking, oh, if I'm this kind of person, then I probably need to act this way and do these things and so on. Comparing to that, if I would say that you live in an Indian slum and you have to struggle every day, you don't have food, and you go from that starting point, your decisions in life will be completely different. And I know these examples are extreme, but it's just to show you that our beliefs about ourselves is the thing that will dictate how we think and act and feel. So, in a sense, you can manipulate yourself to upgrade your life. And that's actually like manifestation is kind of this thing. You use your imagination to decide what you actually want to be, and then you keep that idea and that frequency and you start acting accordingly, and then suddenly you will manifest that thing that you wanted. And if you want to be a certain type of person, you just have to start doing the things that that person would do. Let's take, for example, a long distance runner. What do a long distance runner do? Okay, you probably need to run pretty often. Okay, you probably need to live in a certain area where it's really easy to go and run. Okay, you need to surround yourself with people who are runners, so you have that community and support. And then you probably have to start going to events. You need to meet more people, and you have to wear certain clothes, certain shoes, and so on. And I think it's really easy to understand when you think about some kind of sports. But if you think about being an entrepreneur, that's really difficult if you come from a background of just working a 9 to 5. And this is the transition that's one of the most difficult ones, because you are so used to listening to other people, take their orders, and then just act. And you're really good at doing. You know how to take action, but you don't know how to make decisions. Okay, so if you really want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to build something for yourself, you need to learn self-discipline. You need to learn to schedule your time, and you need to start evaluating which of these tasks actually move the needle. And there's so many different things. Then you need to study psychology, you need to study marketing, you need to study business and sales and whatever. And it's a super long process. But if you don't identify as a person who does all this, it's highly unlikely that you will be a successful entrepreneur. If you don't actually do the things that are required to becoming that. If you just want to be a long distance runner and you only watch TV and you study on YouTube how to become a better runner, but you actually never run, you're not gonna become the runner. So this is the essential part of becoming who you want to be and what you want, is that you actually have to embody it. You have to take the action, you have to do the things. And a lot of the times, and this has happened to me also, I think that I want something and that I want to be a certain type of person. And once I start to study more and step into that, I realize that, oh, this isn't what I want. I don't want that stress. I don't want that much responsibility. I don't want these things that comes with, let's say, being a millionaire. Do I really value that, or do I value more freedom and time alone and just space in my life? And then we can come back to values, and that's gonna be another video. But your values will actually dictate how you want to live your life, and how you think and how you act. And values is essentially a set of beliefs that you have internalized. So becoming who you want and achieving what you want, it's super simple, but it's most often it's not that easy. So just realizing that there's a lot of different layers and there's a lot of different things that you need to embody and start doing and start living by to actually achieve something. And I'm just gonna share this quick story about this whole YouTube journey I've had, and I decided to make 100 videos about finding purpose. And I've done like 25. I've realized that, oh, if I really want to make good videos, I need to kind of step up my game. Okay, how do I do my research? How do I schedule my day? This was like a totally new realization. Like, I used to have just to-do lists, and I didn't get the things done that I wanted in the time frame because I didn't have a strict schedule. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll shoot a video now, maybe I'll edit now, maybe I'll schedule now, or everything was just kind of this large blob. Now I've decided to try out how it works if I schedule my time. If I kind of just go with this, I decide the day before what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna do it. And then I schedule time for research. I schedule time for all these different things. And then in a few weeks or something, I'm gonna analyze which of the things worked and which didn't. And this is part of me becoming this guy who creates content and actually brings some value to the world. It's not about becoming this perfect version that just magically is the millionaire already and then you manifest it super fast. It's more about finding these pieces that actually is the person who you want to become. And you really need to kind of chop it down into small pieces and see if are those things what you actually want from life, the moment to moment things you want to do. Because if it isn't, then you need to start re-evaluating what kind of moments do you want to live in your life. Is it full of stress? Is it more relaxed? Is there a lot of responsibility? Is there a lot of different people? Do you do things alone? What kind of environment? What things do you need? And so on. This video is a realization from my honest experience in life, because I know that I had to fail a lot to realize this. And if this helps you even a tiny bit to understand this concept better, then I've done my job. My name is Mitz, your future purpose, here to help you find more fulfillment, joy, purpose, passion, excitement in life. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in a future video.